next guest designs accessories and clothing, but instead of using a sketch pad and a sewing machine, she has her iPad and a 3D printer. At just 22 years old, Shami Oshun is combining her love of fashion with her interest in technology. And you're seeing some of her designs now, and her talents have caught the eye of people like Rihanna, which is a big deal. And joining me from her home in Los Angeles, please welcome Shami Oshun. Thank you so much for joining us. You look beautiful. I love the earrings, the design. We'll get to all of it. You got to explain this to me. The 3D printer, how did you look at that and say, that's the next level of fashion, and I'm going to take it there?
Yeah, it's so funny because even though I grew up across the way from Silicon Valley, I had no idea what a 3D printer was. And, you like, what does that mean, 3D printing? It's hard to come up with in your mind. And so I just started to look into it more and more and just start to teach myself about it. And then the ideas just kind of started flooding, like what the possibilities are, because you can create anything, which is what is so amazing about a 3D printer. And so basically, I create this design on my iPad after I, really contemplate and think about it. And then I upload it and change it for the specific printer that I'm using. And then the printer kind of goes from there and brings it to life.
Do you get to pick your materials that bring it to life?
Yeah, so there's many different materials that you can use. I use like a plant-based biodegradable material.
How did you train yourself? I mean, because obviously I've done segments even with 3D printing, and we'll do like a little, I don't know, gadget, but never fashion. What was the blueprint? Who did you turn to really absorb and understand this technology and use it in fashion?
Mm-hmm. So I've been inspired by like Iris Van Herping, and that's kind of what sparked this. She's definitely a leading designer when it comes to combining tech and fashion. But I just basically got this opportunity to use these 3D printers, and I just started messing around and just trying new things. And then these ideas started coming to me, and one of the things is the hoops that you have and I am wearing right now. And I'm just always been obsessed with hoops, so it's about taking them to the next level.
And these were made with the 3D printer. I have several versions. Like you, we're hoop girls, and the special part about this, in addition to that it's crazy this was made with a 3D printer, I have this light here. The earrings, when exposed to UV light, change in color. How did you come up with that?
Yeah, so that was just intensive research, but it came kind of from my nostalgia from my childhood, just being obsessed with color changing mood rings and nail polish, and all that stuff I was just obsessed. It was everything to me. Is it longer?
I mean, to go through the 3D printer versus if you would use, I guess, resin to make these earrings on your own and mold them, is it faster on the 3D printer? Do you have more versatility with the printer?
Just more versatility with the 3D printer, for sure, because it can do anything. The only thing you are limited to is the amount of space that the 3D printer has. And that's the only thing you're limited to, which now that is even changing. My friend Naomi Wu created a 3D printing mill, so now it can print as long as you want it to print.
Now, last year, you started making face masks in a variety of skin tones. Rihanna, the one and only, was so impressed. She wanted to do a special mask for her Fenty brand. My understanding is you got the DM when you were at dinner with your family and you thought you were being punked by somebody?
Basically. So yeah, I created these nude masks because I just knew, in the start of the pandemic, just like we have all these problems when it comes to nude shades, and Rihanna is one of them, a trailblazer in the makeup industry for creating so many different foundations. I just wanted to solve that problem before it even became a problem, and so that's why I made these nude masks. And when everyone kept asking, they were like, "Oh, so you know, like how would I know which color is the right one for me? And so then we kept asking people, what is your favorite foundation? And they were like, oh, Fenty, Fenty,
Right.
Fenty, Fenty. So we were like, let's just create a chart. And Rihanna saw, and they reached out to me, and I was out to dinner with my family, and it was so funny because like I got this message, I was like, yeah, right, sure, okay. And but we ended up following up, and I met up with her team, and it kind of just went from there. It was an amazing experience.
That is phenomenal. Well, congratulations. I love that you're pushing the envelope, as they say, in fashion. I mean, we don't all need to travel the same road, and you've proven that there is a new innovative way to create fashion that is hot and can get the attention of the flyest woman in all the land, Rihanna. So congratulations on everything.